Most drivers only buy these car gadgets after something goes wrong, an accident, a breakdown, or a moment they can't undo. The problem is, by the time you need them, it's already too late. Every gadget in this video exists because something failed at the worst possible moment, and once you see how they work, you'll wonder why your car doesn't already have them. Ever had a moment on the road where something unexpected happened and your first thought was, "No one will believe me"? That panic usually comes from knowing there's no proof of what really happened. That's exactly where the dashcam OMNI becomes essential, because it doesn't just record what's happening in front of your car, it keeps watch around it from multiple angles. Whether you're driving through traffic or your car is parked and unattended, it quietly captures everything in the background. The real shock comes when you realize how often incidents happen when you're not even inside the vehicle. Once you have that level of coverage, driving without it starts to feel careless. Looking down at your phone for navigation feels normal, until you realize how dangerous those split seconds actually are. That's why HUDWAY glass feels less like a gadget and more like something cars should already come with. Instead of forcing you to glance away from the road, it projects directions directly into your line of sight, keeping your focus exactly where it should be. This becomes especially noticeable on highways or unfamiliar roads where missing a turn adds unnecessary stress. After a few drives with it, the shocking part is how uncomfortable traditional navigation suddenly feels. Night driving often makes even a good car feel dull, closed in and tiring, especially on long trips. That's where phantom ambient light changes the entire experience by adding smooth, flowing illumination throughout the cabin. Instead of harsh lights or darkness, the interior feels calm and premium, without distracting your eyes from the road. What surprises most people is how much lighting affects mood and fatigue while driving. Once you experience a relaxed night drive like this, going back to a dark interior feels outdated. Most people never expect to need a dash cam until the exact moment something goes wrong. The AZDOME dash cam is built for those situations you can't predict, recording every drive automatically without you thinking about it. It captures clear footage in daylight, low light, and nighttime conditions, and instantly saves clips when sudden movement or impact is detected. The real value isn't just video quality, it's the relief of knowing you don't have to explain yourself after an incident. Once you rely on that security, driving without documentation feels risky. Road trips and outdoor stops usually force an annoying choice between enjoying music or protecting your car battery. That's why the BASEUS solar speaker feels like such a smart solution, because it keeps playing without draining your vehicle at all. It charges using sunlight, making it perfect for camping, beach days, or roadside breaks where outlets aren't an option. What catches people off guard is how reliable it becomes once you stop worrying about power. After using it once, traditional portable speakers start to feel limiting. Cleaning a car properly usually feels like a chore that never really works, especially when dirt hides deep in vents, seams, and fabric. That frustration is exactly why the TORNADOR Black Pistol feels shocking the first time you use it, because instead of scrubbing endlessly, it blasts dirt out using compressed air. Suddenly grime you didn't even know was there disappears in seconds. It's especially noticeable in areas vacuums can't reach, like seat rails and dashboard gaps. The real surprise is how professional the results look with so little effort. Once you see how clean your interior actually gets, traditional cleaning methods feel almost useless. Long drives and road trips always seem to end with warm drinks, spoiled food, or melted ice, especially when you're far from a store. That's where the portable car refrigerator completely changes how you travel, because it keeps food and drinks cold no matter how long the drive is. Instead of relying on ice or disposable coolers, you get consistent temperature control directly from your car. It becomes incredibly useful for camping, grocery runs, or carrying medication that needs cooling. The shocking part is how quickly it becomes something you plan trips around. After using it once, road travel without it feels inconvenient. Transporting bikes is one of those tasks that sounds simple until you actually try to do it, dealing with heavy lifting and awkward positioning. The THULE EASYFOLD bike rack removes that stress by offering a foldable, solid design that holds bikes securely while making loading feel controlled instead of exhausting. It locks bikes in place, folds away when not in use, and doesn't require wrestling with straps every time. What surprises most people is how fast the process becomes once it's installed. After a few uses, transporting bikes stops feeling like a hassle altogether. Climbing into tall trucks can be uncomfortable or even unsafe for passengers, especially kids or older adults. That problem disappears with the REALTRUCK AMP board because it automatically extends a step when the door opens and retracts when it closes. You don't have to remember to deploy anything. It simply appears when needed and stays hidden while driving. The shocking part is how seamless it feels, like it was factory installed. Once you get used to stepping in effortlessly, trucks without it suddenly feel awkward to enter. Few roadside situations cause instant stress like a flat tire, especially when you're alone or in bad weather. The electric car jack with impact wrench turns that nightmare into a controlled process by lifting the car and removing lug nuts at the push of a button. Instead of struggling with manual tools, everything happens quickly and with minimal effort. What really surprises people is how calm the situation feels once the work becomes automatic. After using it once, the idea of changing a tire by hand feels outdated. Car paint slowly loses its shine without you even noticing, until one day it suddenly looks tired and dull under sunlight. That moment is exactly where the M18 fuel polisher completely changes expectations, because it delivers professional-level polishing power without feeling difficult to control. Instead of spending hours waxing by hand or paying for detailing, you can restore gloss and smoothness right in your driveway. What shocks most people is how quickly results appear with minimal effort. Scratches look softer, paint looks deeper, and the car instantly feels newer. Once you see how effective it is, basic polishing tools start to feel like a waste of time. Small car problems always seem to happen when you're least prepared. Whether it's a weak battery, low tire pressure, or an unexpected emergency, that's where CARRGENIE earns its place, because it combines multiple essential tools into one compact device designed for real roadside situations. Instead of scrambling for help or waiting on assistance, you suddenly have control again. What surprises people most is how often they end up relying on it, even for minor issues. Once it's in your trunk, driving without a backup plan starts to feel risky instead of normal. Backing up should be simple, but limited visibility turns parking or towing into a stressful guessing game. The DOHONEST vision monitor removes that uncertainty by giving you a clear digital view behind your vehicle, especially useful when reversing in tight spaces or connecting trailers. The screen responds instantly, making it easier to judge distance and alignment. What really stands out is how quickly your confidence improves once you stop relying only on mirrors. After using it regularly, backing up without visual assistance feels unnecessarily stressful. Hot weather can make driving uncomfortable before the air conditioning even has a chance to work, especially for passengers in the back seat. That's where the SEAMETAL fan makes an immediate difference by improving airflow exactly where it's needed. It circulates air without straining the car's system and helps reduce that trapped heat feeling. The surprising part is how much more comfortable short drives become, especially in traffic. Once you experience steady airflow, driving without extra ventilation feels frustrating. Keeping wireless earbuds charged in the car usually turns into a mess of cables or forgotten cases, which is why the TWS charging stand feels like a small but smart upgrade. Instead of tossing your earbuds into a cup holder, you place them on the stand and they charge automatically. It keeps everything organized and ready for use, especially during daily commutes. What catches people off guard is how quickly this becomes part of their routine. After using it for a while, loose charging cables feel unnecessary. Older cars often feel left behind when it comes to modern audio, especially when you want to stream music or take calls without replacing the entire stereo. That frustration is exactly where the BASEUS auxiliary adapter proves its value, because it brings wireless audio to cars that were never designed for it. Instead of dealing with messy cables or outdated systems, you connect once and everything just works. Calls sound clearer, music streams smoothly, and the driving experience instantly feels more modern. What surprises most people is how small this upgrade is compared to the difference it makes. After using it, driving without wireless audio feels unnecessarily inconvenient. Outdoor trips are exciting until you realize how limited privacy can be when camping, overlanding, or stopping on long road journeys. That's where the NOMAD shower canopy becomes a lifesaver, because it creates instant privacy wherever your car takes you, Whether you need a quick shower, a place to change clothes, or just some personal space, it sets up fast and packs down easily. The shocking part is how much comfort it adds to rough conditions. Once you experience having privacy on demand, traveling without it feels restrictive instead of adventurous. Getting stuck off-road turns excitement into panic faster than almost anything else, especially when your tires lose traction in sand, mud, or snow. That's exactly the moment the X-Bull Gen 3.0 recovery boards are designed for, giving your tires the grip they need to get moving again. Instead of waiting for help or risking damage, you place the boards and drive out under your own control. What surprises most drivers is how lightweight yet strong they are. Once you've escaped a tough spot using them, off-roading without recovery gear feels reckless. Loading heavy equipment often looks simple until you actually try to do it, especially when balance and weight become a safety concern. The RRFS loading ramps remove that stress by providing a stable, controlled way to load motorcycles, ATVs, or other heavy gear. Instead of lifting awkwardly or relying on extra hands, you guide equipment smoothly into place. The real shock comes from how much safer and easier the process feels. After using proper ramps once, loading without them feels unnecessarily dangerous. Climbing into lifted trucks or tall vehicles can be awkward or unsafe for shorter passengers, especially in muddy or slippery conditions. That's where BUMBSTEP offers a simple but effective solution by attaching temporarily to the wheel and creating an extra step exactly when needed. It doesn't require permanent installation and removes just as easily after use. What surprises people most is how often it ends up being used. Once passengers experience how much easier entry becomes, vehicles without it suddenly feel difficult to access. Some of these gadgets only seem optional until the moment you need them. All product links are in the description below, and more smart car upgrades are coming next.